Jake was about to lose his last job chance because of his 6-year-old daughter. A friendly cleaning lady saved the day by watching Lucy. But Sarah wasn't really a cleaning lady. She was the billionaire owner testing Jake's character. Sometimes help comes from unexpected places. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, but you cannot bring a child to a job interview, the receptionist said firmly, looking at the little girl holding Jake's hand. Jake Thompson felt his heart sink. He had been unemployed for 3 months and this was his last chance. His babysitter had canceled at the last minute, and he had no one else to watch his 6-year-old daughter Lucy. Please, Jake begged. I really need this job. She'll be quiet, I promise. She can just sit in the waiting area. The receptionist shook her head. Company policy. No children allowed during interviews. Lucy looked up at her father with big brown eyes. Daddy, are we in trouble? Jake knelt down to Lucy's level. No, sweetheart. Daddy just needs to find another job. Mr. Thompson? A woman's voice called from behind them. Jake turned around and saw a young woman in a simple blue dress. She didn't look like the other employees in their expensive suits. Her name tag said, Sarah Cleaning Staff. Yes, Jake replied. I heard what happened. I can watch your daughter while you have your interview, Sarah offered with a kind smile. Jake hesitated. I don't know you. I can't leave Lucy with a stranger. I understand, Sarah said gently. But I have a little sister about Lucy's age. I know how to take care of children. And you really need this job, don't you? Lucy tugged on her father's sleeve. Daddy, she seems nice. Like Aunt Maria. Jake looked at Sarah's honest face. Something about her reminded him of his late wife, the same kindness in her eyes. Are you sure? She can be a handful. I'm sure, Sarah laughed. Lucy and I will be fine. Won't we, Lucy? Lucy nodded shyly. What's your name? I'm Sarah. And you're Lucy, right? That's a beautiful name. Jake made a difficult decision. Okay. But Lucy, you stay with Sarah and do exactly what she says. I will, Daddy. Good luck with your job. As Jake walked toward the elevator, he heard Sarah asking Lucy about her favorite books. His daughter was already chatting happily with the cleaning lady. The interview was with the CEO of Morrison Industries, one of the biggest companies in the city. Jake was applying for an accounting position, a job that would change his and Lucy's life if he got it. CEO William Morrison was a tough man in his 50s. He looked at Jake's resume with a frown. You've been unemployed for 3 months. Why should I hire you? Morrison asked coldly. Because I'm desperate and I'll work harder than anyone, Jake answered honestly. I'm a single father. My wife died 2 years ago. I need to support my daughter. That's not my problem, Morrison said. I need someone reliable, not someone with personal issues. Jake felt anger rise in his chest, but he stayed calm. My personal situation makes me more reliable, not less. I need this job more than anyone else you'll interview today. Morrison studied Jake for a long moment. We'll let you know. When Jake came back downstairs, he found Sarah and Lucy sitting on the floor, drawing pictures with crayons Sarah had somehow found. Daddy? Lucy jumped up and hugged him. Sarah taught me how to draw a castle. Jake looked at the drawing. It was actually very good. Where did you get the crayons? Sarah had them in her bag, Lucy explained. She said she always carries them for emergencies. Jake looked at Sarah with surprise. You carry crayons for emergencies? Sarah blushed. I like to be prepared. How did the interview go? Not great, Jake admitted. The CEO seems like a difficult person. Mr. Morrison can be tough, Sarah agreed. But he's not as bad as he seems. You know him? I've worked here for a while. I see how he treats people. Sarah stood up and helped Lucy gather the drawings. Don't give up hope yet. That evening, Jake cooked dinner in their tiny apartment while Lucy told him all about Sarah. She's really smart, Daddy. She knows about castles and princesses and math problems. And she has pretty earrings. Jake smiled. Did you like her? Yes. Can we see her again? I don't know, sweetheart. Daddy might not get the job. But Sarah said you would. She said you're a good daddy and good daddies always find a way. The next morning, Jake got a phone call that shocked him. Mr. Thompson? This is William Morrison. I want to offer you the job. Jake nearly dropped the phone. Really? I mean, yes. Thank you. There's one condition. I want to meet your daughter. Jake was confused. My daughter? Why? Someone told me she's special. I'd like to see for myself. That afternoon, Jake brought Lucy to Morrison Industries again. This time they were escorted directly to the CEO's office. Morrison's office was huge, with expensive furniture and a view of the entire city. Lucy looked around with wide eyes. "So you're Lucy," Morrison said, his voice much gentler than during the interview. "Yes, sir," Lucy replied politely. "Are you the boss man?" Morrison smiled, the first time Jake had seen him smile. "I am. And I hear you're very smart." "Sarah said I was smart. She's nice." "Do you know Sarah?" "Yes, I know Sarah. She told me about you." Jake was confused. "The cleaning lady talked to you about my daughter?" Morrison looked at Jake strangely. "Cleaning lady? What cleaning lady?" Before Jake could answer, there was a knock on the door. Sarah entered, but she looked completely different. Instead of her simple blue dress, she wore an expensive business suit. Her hair was styled professionally, and she moved with confidence. "Hello, William," she said to Morrison. Jake's mouth fell open. "Sarah? What's going on?" Morrison stood up. "Jake, I'd like you to meet my sister, Sarah Morrison. She's the owner of Morrison Industries." Jake felt the world spinning. "Owner? But you said you were cleaning staff." Sarah looked embarrassed. "I lied. I'm sorry." "You're a billionaire?" Jake asked in shock. "Yes," Sarah admitted. "But yesterday when I met you and Lucy, I was just a woman who wanted to help." Lucy tugged on Sarah's suit jacket. "Sarah, why are you wearing different clothes?" Sarah knelt down to Lucy's level. "Sometimes grown-ups wear costumes like when you play dress-up. Yesterday I was wearing my helping costume. Today I'm wearing my business costume." "I like your helping costume better," Lucy said honestly. Sarah laughed. "Me too." Jake was still confused and angry. "Why did you lie to me? Why were you pretending to be a cleaning lady?" "Because I wanted to see who you really were," Sarah explained. "Rich people lie to me all the time because they want my money. But you didn't know who I was, so you showed me your true self." "You tested me?" "Yes. And you passed." William Morrison watched this conversation with interest. "Sarah convinced me to hire you, Jake. She said you were a good man and a good father." "But I still don't understand," Jake said. "Why were you dressed like cleaning staff?" Sarah sighed. "Because that's how I find out the truth about people. When people think I'm just a cleaning lady, they ignore me. They show their real personalities. Most rich people are rude to service workers. But you were kind to me even when you thought I was nobody important. And you were desperate for a job, but you still worried about leaving Lucy with a stranger," William added. "That shows character." Jake sat down heavily. "This is too much to understand." Lucy climbed onto Jake's lap. "Daddy, Sarah helped us. Isn't that good?" "Yes, sweetheart. But I'm confused." Sarah sat across from them. "Let me explain everything. I'm 28 years old. I inherited Morrison Industries when my father died 5 years ago. William runs the daily operations, but I own the company." "I don't need your charity," Jake said proudly. "This isn't charity. You're qualified for the job. I just made sure my brother gave you a fair chance." "Why do you pretend to be a cleaning lady?" "Because I hate being rich," Sarah said simply. "People treat me differently when they know I have money. They're fake and greedy. But when they think I'm poor, I see who they really are." "That seems lonely," Jake said softly. "It is lonely. That's why meeting you and Lucy meant so much to me. You were kind without expecting anything in return." Lucy looked at Sarah with her innocent eyes. "Are you sad because you have too much money?" Sarah smiled sadly. "Sometimes, Lucy. Money can't buy the things that really matter." "Like what?" "Like real friends. Like people who care about you for who you are, not what you have." "Daddy and I don't have much money, but we're happy," Lucy said. "Right, Daddy?" Jake hugged his daughter. "That's right, sweetheart." William Morrison cleared his throat. "Jake, I have a proposition. Sarah needs someone she can trust to help manage her charitable foundation. Someone honest who understands what it's like to struggle." "What kind of foundation?" Jake asked. Sarah's eyes lit up. "I give money to single parents, people who lost their jobs, families who need help with medical bills. But I need someone to help me find the right people, people who really need help and won't waste the money." "Why me?" "Because you know what it's like to be desperate. You know what real need looks like. And you're honest enough to tell a billionaire that you don't want charity." Jake thought about it. "What about the accounting job?" "You can do both," William said. "Work as our accountant during the day, help Sarah with the foundation in the evenings. Double salary." Jake's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know what to say." "Say yes, Daddy," Lucy urged. "Sarah needs our help." "Our help?" Jake asked his daughter. "She's lonely, Daddy. We can be her friends. Sarah looked at this 6-year-old girl who saw everything so clearly. Would you like to be my friend, Lucy? Yes. And Daddy can be your friend too. He's very nice when you get to know him. Over the next few months, Jake's life changed completely. He worked at Morrison Industries during the day and helped Sarah with her foundation at night. They visited homeless shelters, helped families pay medical bills, and gave scholarships to struggling students. But the biggest change was in Sarah. She stopped pretending to be a cleaning lady because she had found real friends who liked her for who she was, not what she owned. Lucy became like a little sister to Sarah. They spent weekends together, going to parks, museums, and movies. Sarah taught Lucy about business and charity. Lucy taught Sarah about finding joy in simple things. One evening, 6 months after they first met, Sarah was having dinner with Jake and Lucy in their apartment. They were eating pizza and watching cartoons, something Sarah had never done before. Sarah, Lucy said suddenly, are you still sad about being rich? Sarah thought about it. No, Lucy. I'm not sad anymore. Why not? Because I learned that money is only bad if you use it badly. If you use it to help people, it can be wonderful. And because you have us now, Lucy added. Yes, Sarah smiled. Because I have you now. Jake looked at Sarah. Lucy's right. You're not alone anymore. Neither are you, Sarah replied. We're family now. A year later, Jake and Sarah got married in a small ceremony. Lucy was the flower girl, and William Morrison walked Sarah down the aisle. At the reception, Lucy made a speech that made everyone cry. My daddy was sad when Mommy died, she said into the microphone. And Sarah was sad because she had too much money. But now they're both happy because they found each other. Sometimes the best things happen when you help someone else. Sarah wiped away tears as she hugged her new stepdaughter. The little girl who had drawn pictures with crayons had taught a billionaire the most important lesson of all, that love, kindness, and family are worth more than all the money in the world. Jake realized that the worst day of his life, when he almost missed the job interview because of Lucy, had actually led to the best thing that ever happened to them. Sometimes what looks like a problem is actually a blessing in disguise. And Sarah learned that the best way to find real love wasn't to hide her wealth, but to use it to help others, and to open her heart to a single father and his wise little daughter who saw through all her disguises to the lonely person underneath.